Okay, so theories is going to be super quick. It's really the only reason I wanted to even do a theory section, because we've really addressed most of the theories, is just to kind of explain the theories a little bit more, because I think we all know what our theory is. So we've
Zanny did
talked.
it.
So we've talked about the fact that Zanny maybe took Kaylee, Zanny the nanny that didn't exist and wasn't a nanny. The fact that maybe Casey was giving Kaylee Xanax and leaving her in the car to sleep, and it gets really hot in Florida. Or maybe she overdosed her on Xanax, or maybe she overdosed her on chloroform. There's also a theory that Kaylee drowned in the family swimming pool. And then we have one other theory that doesn't really theorize Kaylee's death, but it does theorize her remains being found. And it's bullshit. I'll start by saying it's bullshit. It was Jose Baez's way of assassinating the character of the man who found Kaylee's remains. He said that he took them away because he found them once, which is true. He found them and tried to report them, and the cop that was supposed to go find the remains refused to go in because he said that he was scared. So
With cops.
I don't know. Apparently, so what Jose Baez said was that this guy took the remains away from the spot and kept them. And then when it came time to cash in because his car broke down, he took the remains back to the place that they were originally, hid them there, and then claimed to find them. And that's bullshit. We talked about the fact, and that's why I wanted to read certain parts of the autopsy report, because you remember when I was reading the autopsy report and it was like there were thorns growing through the blanket, there were thorns growing through the bones, there were vines going through this, there were vines growing in the skull. Because it had been sitting there so long, vegetation had actually started to grow into it. So that is bullshit. We know that's bullshit, but I wanted to address it so nobody's like, you didn't talk about this. Like, I did. I'm now talking about it. How do you guys feel about the other theories that I mentioned that actually have to do with Kaylee's death?
The Xanax one, I had never really heard that before, and that I think that's a very
crap.
Because I mean, we know she was skirting her responsibilities all the time. The idea of her drugging her actually kind of makes sense, and causing the overdose. Yeah, that kind of makes sense to me. I've never heard that one before, and it makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
The one thing I will put to rest is Casey did not use chloroform on her daughter. There is somebody in prison that claimed to talk to Casey through the vents, and another one that was Casey's cellmate. And they both claimed that Casey claimed that she drugged Kaylee with chloroform that she made at home. There's a video out there. You guys can go find it. I believe it was done by Oxygen or HBO, where they actually, it's like a whole documentary about Kaylee's disappearance, and they go into a lab and try to make chloroform, and it's hella difficult. You couldn't do it at home.
Yeah.
So she didn't use chloroform on her daughter.
In almost any case ever of these like jailhouse confessionals, that it's almost never real.
Yeah. Now,
it's
one
always
thing
just somebody like, yeah, that bitch told me this.
Yeah.
That
Now, I
bitch
will
said
say
she did it.
I will say this. There was chloroform found in Casey's car, but I personally think that's because Casey did leave Kaylee in the car for a while, and there was probably decomposition shit. Like, they found grave wax in there, which, if you don't know, is a waxy substance that's produced when, like, as a body decomposes, it starts oozing this shit, right? So I think she realized that she had left Kaylee in the car for too long and her body was decomposing quicker than she thought, and she used cleaning supplies, because certain cleaning supplies do have chloroform in them. I don't think that there was actually, like, Casey wasn't actually using chloroform. I think she was cleaning up after she left Kaylee in the trunk. What's your top theory, Stephen?
That Casey Anthony is a bitch and should go to the 7 hells.
Okay, I mean, that's a theory.
It was
Casey
that's not Anthony. Really, that's what I'm saying.
That's not really a theory.
I think we all know it's Casey Anthony. I think she's more asking what your theory on
like how she
Yeah,
did it and why she did
How.
it.
The Xanax thing makes a lot of sense.
it does, and I've never really, because I've never. First off, Casey Anthony, as we've covered, is an extraordinarily stupid person,
Oh yeah,
and I've never thought of her as a stone cold killer. Um, and I I feel like whatever scenario happened, it was accidental
exactly.
and negligence of, I don't know if it was like a smothered her to quiet her situation, like she just went
Right.
over the edge. That's kind of always been my theory, that she just couldn't handle, like maybe Kaylee was crying a little too much, and
Right.
she couldn't calm her, and that she snapped, and that's a horrible scenario that happens. You hear cases of that happening, but the
Right.
Xanax thing kind of makes sense to me. That's
Well,
that's that's
and
one I'd never really heard, and
it's honestly
that's an
my top
interesting one.
theory. It's honestly my top theory when I
I think it
was
just
this.
snuck into my top theory after hearing it.
Well, and one of the things that I remember from Stephanie Harlow's video, which, like I said, I got some information from, is that apparently a lot of the kids in the group that, like the group of friends that Kaylee hung out with, did party drugs like Xanax and acid and
Oh,
like all kinds of shit like that.
that that decade, like, and it's still to this day, Xanax is a pop, like, that stuff's becoming more and more popular. When I was growing up, it was like kids were getting into cocaine, and I feel like cocaine is less common now than the prescription drugs and the Xanax and the stuff like that. I
Right.
think that's becoming more and more popular amongst kids now,
Right.
and and dumbass young adults like Casey Anthony.
Oh yeah. I mean, honestly, my top theory is that she was giving her daughter Xanax to put her to sleep because she wanted to go out and do what she wanted to do. But I
It's a good
also think
theory.
that she loved her daughter very much. I don't think for a minute that Casey didn't love her daughter. I think she loved her daughter. I think that
Yeah,
she loved herself more. And I think that she
yeah.
was like, maybe Casey was like, I want to go to this party, but I can't take Kaylee into the bar with me. So if I just give her a little bit
Give
of
her something
Xanax
to
and
sleep.
put her to sleep, then she can sleep in the car. I can go do whatever the fuck I want, and then I'll come back and Kaylee
I
will still be sleeping.
I
And
think that's a great theory.
I think maybe she left her in the car, or maybe she left her at Tony's house, or whatever. Like she might have left her in the car and the car got too hot. She might have left her at
Yeah,
Tony's house and not
I was
realized
gonna
that she
say
had
it
given her
could
too
it could be the
much.
combination of all of it. It could be the heat, and we're never gonna get the straight answer because she's
Right.
just because she didn't do it.
I mean, do I think that Casey Anthony is a cold-hearted bitch? No, I think that, honest to God, and the only reason I don't think that, I thought that for a very long time. When I was watching Stephanie's video and she had the testimonial about Tony saying that he woke up one night to find Casey crying while watching a video of Kaylee, like that did it for me. I was like, she loved her kid, but I think she loved herself
She loved
more.
herself more, which is why she okay. She it was easier for her to drug her kid than to anything, to find a babysitter, or just realize I'm a mom now. I can't just go out party all the time. I gotta watch this kid.
She was just selfish.
Um,
She was just
and
selfish.
and it's the reason why she was able to throw her dad under the bus so easily. It was just, yeah. She is a cold-hearted bitch. She is, and I think any person, no matter how awful you are, you have your moments of reflecting on what you've done, and and so I'm sure she had those emotional moments, and where I could have been a good mom instead I killed my kid, and
Right.
I'm sure she had those emotional moments, but it doesn't change. I mean, she the what she did to her dad, that's second to murder right there.
Oh
That's
yeah.
fucked up. That
Well,
shit's fucked
and
up.
I mean, we all know what my theory is. We all know that I think Casey Anthony killed her daughter. Casey Anthony is the perp, and I'm pretty sure that your guys' theories are close to
I
the
would say
same.
there is not a person on the planet that does not think that.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, then do you guys want to plug your socials?
Yes. Yes, I will. You can follow me on Dragon Blazer Productions at Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and on Twitter at Dragon Blazer Pro.
All right, Craig.
And you can follow me at PW Apologists on Twitter to find the one and only first ever professional wrestling podcast on the entire internet. Do not look into that too deeply. That is a fact. And you can follow me at Craiger Atkins. I don't want to talk about Casey Anthony though. You can see me talking about politics and McDonald's spicy chicken nuggets, but you're not going to see me talk about Casey Anthony.
I hear ya. Alrighty, guys. Well, you can always follow our channel on Instagram at unsolved_comedies, and that's on Instagram. And of course, you guys can always catch us on Anchor. We're now on Amazon Music and Spotify as well. You can find our podcast there, and you can also find it on this YouTube channel if you're watching it right now.
An
Yeah,
apple.
an apple. Thank you, Craig. An apple.
And apples and any fruit you can think of that's podcast related.
And Steven's YouTube channel, if you're watching it on the YouTube channel, whatever it is, if you're watching it on YouTube, please comment and let us know what you think. Did she drug her daughter with Xanax? Did she just kill her because she didn't want a kid anymore? You know, let us know what you guys think. Thank you so much for listening, though, guys. Have a wonderful evening. Stay safe
Thank
where
you
you
for having
are.
me.
And
Of course.
don't be on the next episode of Unsolved Murders, people. Just don't do it.
No.
Don't do it. Check out Craig's podcast.
Don't leave your
He
house.
also check out Craig's podcast. He also has Steven on there. So if you'd rather hear Steven in a less depressing light, go for it.
Yes. We just talk about horrible wrestlers sometimes.
It's a little more fun and fancy free.
Yeah, not so much, you know. Not so much there's a 3-year-old dead in the woods.
There's a lot
No.
less Sweet Baby Angel murders on that show. Yes, that's for damn sure.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching, guys, or listening, or whatever, and have a great night.
All right.
All right.
Hey, this is Stefan from Unsolved Comedies. So, if you have any theories on the case that we just discussed, please mention it in the comment section. And also like and subscribe my page, Dragon Blazer Productions. Right there. Right there. Just, click on that. Subscribe. There's a little thumbs up. Like it. Thank you very much.